Oh, hell yeah, guys. The Capitalist here with DotaLive.net. Joining me today is going to be Hari. This is going to be the finals of the Dreamhack Vengeance Cup online qualifier number 3. It's going to be a best of 3. This is going to be Keita Gaming. Who did they take out again? I already forgot.
Gillette.
Gillette, that's right. They took out Team Gillette. So they're here in the finals versus Complexity. We just saw Complexity take out... I'm just losing it. Infused. Holy shit, I cannot keep names straight today. So those two are going to be in the finals, and we're going to have, hopefully, 3 games. I always like more content, so... but right now, we're already sitting down in the ban spot. We got Silbear Furion already banned out, as well as Lycan and Tidehunter. So waiting on those last bit of bans, but Hari, how did you enjoy the semifinals of Complexity versus Infused?
I don't really ever enjoy a game that has anti-mage in it in which the anti-mage team wins, so only moderately. I think I've already added Mikey to the known anti-mage pickers list.
Well, yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with that. I think that's just sort of... I think that's going to linger for quite some time. I mean, first of all, anti-mage is always an obnoxiously, annoyingly good hero. But just the fact that he dominated the scene for so long until teams, started picking up Riki. Shadow Demon was introduced in the pool. Now we have Syllabear and Lycan, those sort of heroes. I think he just dominated the scene for too long that everybody's really irritated with him. And I think that's going to last for a while. Even if he doesn't dominate the scene like he traditionally did, even if he only shows up here or there, I think people are still going to be irritated for quite some time with him.
It's just like, Panda ban again today. People really not wanting that Panda out. Yeah, it was actually INFS that banned him last time, so it wasn't just Complexity doesn't want to face him. It's actually just a popular last ban. Yeah, the thing about anti-mage is it's basically the same thing as Spectre. Like any team that picks Spectre, it's pretty gay. No one really likes to see a team do that. I mean, just kind of because even like Spectre is a perfect example of this because Spectre is not imbalanced. Spectre is it just warps the game. Like the game, instead of being like a normal game of Dota, is now a Spectre game of Dota. It's the same thing with Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is just a bit stronger. So I mean, even if he's not imbalanced anymore by any stretch of the imagination, he doesn't really he's not dominant, but he warps the game, So either you have to push or you have to have heroes to counter him. Like it's just like don't do it. Just don't pick him. But anyway, much more interesting pick. Leshrac first pick. Such a flexible hero. Obviously, happy to see that picked up first. Although maybe over Windrunner, who's also an equally flexible hero. Interesting. Oh, and I didn't even realize Chen is actually still in the pool. So wow, hard push coming out of Complexity here, going back to their roots.
I was about to say, if they didn't pick up Leshrac, you probably would have seen Chen Leshrac being picked up. But Broodmother also, instead, it's going to be a Chen Broodmother, which still equal amount of scary ass pushes. A little less team fight, a little more aggression in the side lanes, but still, I mean, you're now instantly picking up the Darkseer. I like it. Keita Gaming instantly going to pick that up, which is, of course, a good counter in the laning phase against Broodmother of Ion Shell. Just destroys Spiderlings and gives him a lot of extra gold. On top of that, add in a vacuum, and you're assuring yourself, quite a bit of extra gold every single time. So as long as you're paying attention, Broodmother's going to have to play very careful. If he is laning up against that Darkseer, just not in the sense that he's in danger at any point. Webs is amazing for regen, but more likely, just try not to feed Spiderling kills to Darkseer. Just pop what creeps you can, and then immediately send them to the jungle in order to get that extra farm there. Otherwise, you're just feeding Darkseer some really good farm, and he just gets more gold, gets faster pipe, boots, and then just comes in and starts destroying team fights, pretty much. So, now we're just waiting on the third pick of Keita Gaming. They, instantly picked Darkseer, and now they're not so sure about their third pick. They have Broodmother addressed, but the question is... what are they going to do here? They already have a lot of versatile picks. I mean, of course, like you said, Leshrac, very versatile pick in general. Can be sort of carry-ish. He can also do a decent job supporting. I personally hate him in that role, but we do occasionally see teams doing it. And I think it's one of those, they want Leshrac. It's sort of like when you run Windrunner in support, where, you want him, but it's, you don't have any other slot for him except for support. But, I don't know. We see Sand King being picked up by Keita Gaming, so now we're just waiting on the Complexity's third and final pick for the first set of picks.
Yeah,
and, Hari, what do you think?
Sanking a really obvious pick. Obviously, it works well with the Leshrac. That's a classic dual stun lane. It's very effective if you just want to dual lane. You don't want to bother with the tri-lane. Obviously, you can also put it against the Broodmother in a solo. And having the Sand King for the Darkseer combo is just really strong. So it fits perfectly into their lineup. It's an easy pick. And again, just very flexible because it lets them, they still have a ton of options for the way they want to set up their lane. Basically, I mean, Leshrac can solo, Leshrac can be in a duel, or like you were talking about, really even in a tri-lane as support or as the farming carry. And then, I mean, you can basically do the same thing with Darkseer and Sand King both having a lot of options here. So complexity actually doesn't really, like usually when you're picking at this point, you're kind of trying to set up your lanes to be better than the opposing lanes. But when the opposing team has such versatile heroes and you kind of have more heroes that are locked into exactly what they're doing. I mean, Brood's going to solo and Chen's going to go in the jungle. That's not really flexible. It can actually put you in kind of a disadvantage, at least picking-wise. Not necessarily meaning you'll get a less strong team, but you have less options to choose from.
Okay. Apparently there's some sort of echo. I don't know. Can we get some feedback on that? Is everybody else getting that? Yeah. Apparently we got Conadora saying there's some sort of problem with the audio. There's an echo. Anybody else hearing that? Give me some feedback in the Twitch TV chat, please. Okay. I don't know. I'm not sure what we're gonna do to fix that. And something about Skype. I'm watching Skype, and I'm not seeing anybody highlight, so it's not going through somebody else and bouncing in. I'm not sure what. I don't know. Cameron. Maybe it's something to do with you. I don't know what could cause an echo if nobody else is, bouncing through Skype into the call. But
you should
we'll try and get that fixed.
When I speak, see if something happens, if someone else is bouncing when I speak, maybe? I don't know. Or if it's something to do with my speaking. Maybe it's just when I'm talking and not you, or it's when both of us are talking. I don't know.
Let's see, yes echo, no echo. It's minor. I don't know. Sorry, guys. We'll try and get that fixed. Hopefully it's not too irritating up until the point it is fixed. I'm not sure what, it's our cameraman saying it's nothing on his end. I don't know, maybe it's something, I'm not sure what would cause that, to be perfectly honest. So, I'm not sure what to do. We'll try and get it fixed. Okay. Alright, I see. Well, let's go over the rest of the picks here. We got Vengeful Spirit being picked up, and then we got Morphling and Riki being banned once again. So, again, Riki being banned out. Last time they picked up Animage, maybe we'll see it again. I don't think it's as likely this time. I think they had a bit better lineup for a Animage, but still, I mean, you got Broodmother pushing the side lanes. You are going to be able to take early towers with Broodmother and Chen. That'll boost Animage's farm a little bit early on. And they do have a lot more lockdown stuns this time. Sand King, obviously, is a great one. But, of course, Darkseer Vacuum on top of Leshrac Stun. Still really big. And they do have room for Shadow Demon as well. Remaining. So, yeah, maybe we should just go ahead and recall. Maybe it's just a problem with Skype. Maybe that's probably what it is. Skype, I don't know. Skype has problems.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'll go ahead and call you guys.
Yep, sounds good.
Never mind. I'm not the fucking call person. Whoever is the call person in the call. I thought I was. Thought I called you guys. I think that's Holy. It was probably AFK. So I'll just call Crow and I'll add the rest of you guys.
Sound is literally completely cut off from the stream, so.
Well,
I'm reading the chat now, and they're talking about sounding robot, not an echo, which is actually you, Cap. You've been going robot back and forth, basically.
Really? Well, that's just Skype.
Yeah.
Animage.
5 seconds remaining.
Animage picked up by Keita Gaming.
Radiant team.
Okay, I just heard. some sort of echo. Is that the fuck? Maybe we'll have to retry this in instead of Skype. I don't know. Is it still a problem? What's going on?
Sounds fine now.
Is it? Okay. All right. Well, if it's... Sorry, I'm
10
turning back
seconds
on.
remaining.
No, it doesn't sound good. I can hear someone in the background. Someone
5
has their
seconds
audio
remaining.
playing. It's Azu, actually.
Yeah, Azu. And now I can't turn on my video. All right. Well, we're almost done with the
Team
picks.
pick.
Oh, that's irritating. See, that's the problem I have with Skype. It's nice, the video, blah, 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 but sometimes the quality just goes to shit, pretty much.
Yeah, that'll happen. Well, it's got its pluses and minuses, but it's free, so you can't complain too much, right?
Well, one of us has to subscribe for the whole audio. Oh, that's why. That's why. We're not prescribed
10
users,
seconds
so I
remaining.
can't do the video because, yeah,
5 seconds
we don't have
remaining.
our subscribed account hosting it. That would be why. All right, guys. Sorry,
Reserve
technical
time.
difficulties.
Windrunner at
We
your
got Animage
service.
picked up as well as Lich by Keita Gaming, and then we're gonna see Nightstalker Windrunner being picked up at Complexity. So to counter that, AM interesting Windrunner, very last pick in the game that you don't normally see that, but because of the AM pickup right off the back is the 4th pick for Keita Gaming right off the bans. Complexity not able to grab it, and they're going to pick up Nightstalker instead. So you're going to see him farming away and putting a stop to Animage. So that's always good. Top of that, Windrunner, another good hero. I'm just interested to see what their lanes are. Are they going to be running?
Dual mid for both teams, I would assume, with Windrunner and Brood on side solos, Leshrac, Sand King in side lane, obviously the Darkseer side solo. I assume the Darkseer solo top, but maybe if they expect the Brood bottom, they'll send the Darkseer bottom, the Lesh Sand King top. But that's a bit risky with the Chen potentially up in their woods, or up in the top woods. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, they could also. What I was thinking is they could always run Vengeful Spirit with the Broodling Spiders and try and get some farm off of that with Chen as well. Just helping Chen jungle and get the experience for both of them, and then eventually, once Broodmother gets more Spiderlings, get the jungle that way as well. But probably more likely the dual mid, I think. I think you're right there.
Well, it's tough though, because when you're up against the Lich anti-mage dual mid, you're actually going to lose if you go with the Nightstalker VS dual mid, because the VS is fine in a dual mid if you're against a solo, but obviously having the inferior range isn't so good against a max range hero like Lich. So I don't know. It's going to be a tough call now. I mean, they picked the Nightstalker VS for the dual lane before the other team picked the Lich, so I assume they planned on doing the dual then. But now that they've seen the dual certainly coming out from the Radiant, maybe they'll consider swapping it up and just sending the Windrunner mid, because Windrunner obviously can stand up against the dual lane in the mid.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, with the denies already, it's going to be hard for Nightstalker to get, the most amount of experience he can. And that's really the biggest deal with Nightstalkers. You have to get experience. First night, preferably, is when you come into the game. Hopefully, you're able to get a whole bunch of experience and come into the game and just, destroy things. Especially halfway through the night, you're usually level 7 or 8. Depending on if you get any kills, and hopefully you're able to put some pressure on that first night. If not, the second night is the best night. That's when you should really go insane. And then of course the third night is sort of, if you have the levels for it, usually the night that lasts forever. But I don't know, we'll just have to see. It looks like right now Geo is running top, so looks like maybe they are going to switch it up. Maybe they'll have Windrunner in the solo mid position, have Hannah Montana go bottom, then have Venge babysit the Nightstalker at top, since they do believe, I do believe the Animage and Lich mid is probably what they're going to be running. So, and they're just rushing like crazy over here. Keita Gaming not having a whole lot of time, which it is a best of 3. So, I'm not sure if they realize that, but they're in a pitch as in they have to go in 3 hours, and so that's why they want to start right now, or they have to go in 1 hour because it's a best of 3, and that's not gonna work. So yeah, pause. Fun.
Yeah.
Are we good? By the way, is Twitch?
Yeah, everyone said it's fine.
Okay, good. Sorry. Yeah, good. Awesome. I'm glad that we went through that and it was actually worth it. So, thank you guys for informing us of that. Shout out to whoever that was, Canadora. He was the first man to, and also our Twitch TV. Obviously, chat is back up. So, hooray! Hooray for that. And shout out to this USMC 321. Give a shout out to that guy. Presuming, unless that's just the name. I always like to see a fellow Marine in the gaming community. So shout out to that guy. And what are we doing?
Still just waiting for one of Complexity, I guess. It was apparently taking it down.
Way to go, IX Mike. Awesome. And thank to all you guys who are watching right now. I know we've got a bunch of games going on. So thank you guys who tuned in to us. I know there's some other tournaments going on. And really, medically retired. Well, maybe I'll have to talk to you right now. I'm just a reservist. Yes, I am a tampon, as the fleet likes to refer to it. That's what they refer to reservists once a month, obviously. Very funny. Anyway, let's go over who's playing what while we're waiting. We got top to bottom, left to right. We got Keita Gaming. We got Bonza. I'm just gonna call him Bonza, not the Ja. On Lich, Nikwa on Darkseer, Quicks on Leshrak, Pinoy on Sand King, and Wall Eater on Anti-Mage. And then over on the Complexity time, we got Misaki, who is fluffing stuff, on Chen, Geo on Night Stalker, Mikey on Windrunner, Hannah Montana on Broodmother, and IX Mike of Vengeful Spirit. I can't actually recall what team Mikey was on, but he's in that whole group with Korik and Painted Gold and all those guys. Like he played with them. I don't know if he still plays with them or what, but yeah, that's who that guy is. If you're wondering, sure, Europeans don't really know the North American scene very well because it's kind of small, and I'll be honest here, not very good half the time.
Nope.
I mean, we've got our EG Gaming, we've got Complexity, we've got it's Gosu and now ex Gosu. I'm really hoping that's a joke. Joking about taking a 20-minute break for a shower. I guess when nature calls,
Yeah, well, you bring up EG, and that would be my perfect point about the American or North American Dota 2 scene. EG was actually maybe one of the top 4 teams in the world back when they were primarily, was it Finnish or Danish? I don't remember actually. But then they basically started taking on more and more North American players, and now they win less and less.
Wow. Damn, some serious hate coming out from Hari. I'm just gonna, sorry. Speaking of Marine Corps stuff, I was just getting a text message from my corporal, which, as a reservist, it's never good. Just like anytime my corporal or sergeant, calling me or texting me, I'm like, oh Jesus, something bad's happening. All right, guys. Well, I don't know. I'm looking for the chat box pretty much for a savior, something to talk about. I'll be perfectly honest. No, well, he didn't spawn out there. What happens is you can run with, like, the moment you pick, you can start running using the minimap. You can start running to places. So if you wanted to with no items, you can just go in. You can even turn on auto buy, and if you change that up, you can have the auto buy feature on, and you will have items right off the bat. And then you can start running out there and be in their jungle by the time they start going out there. It's really funny. I did that once, and I turned on auto buy, and I immediately regretted it because I didn't edit it in any way, and it was just the auto buy, the auto items that they give, and I was just like, oh that was a mistake.
It's like the playing CM, and it gives you 2 gauntlets, but you're not planning on going for Earn or anything. You're like, why do I have these now?
Yeah, it's like, I'm support hero. Why do you give this to me? All right, so we are going to have the Lich AM middle. We're going to have Darkseer in the Suicide Lane, as always, and then Leshrac Sand King. Nice little wombo combo there. And they are going to switch it up. They're going to put their Tri-Lane with an offensive jungling Chen, and Windrunner is going to be top, and Broodmother is actually going to be middle. I'm surprised they don't run the Windrunner middle, and but that's a really good idea, I guess. Avoiding the Darkseer. Smart. I mean, it's not going to be too difficult for them to switch it up, especially since we already have a web there. They might switch it up right off the bat. But we'll have to see. Either way, I mean, Windrunner in her safe lane versus a Lich in AM is still, you know, okay. AM's obviously going to be doing a bit of free farming, but still, it's better than Suicide lane. And so I like the way they're switching it up. It forces the Keita Gaming to do something about it. Nice, picking up the illusions just before Lich. Does a little extra damage with that. Of course, no slow, so he can't do too much extra. But Chen is going to be having a hard time offensive jungling, I think, especially with Lich babysitting in the middle, because all pretty much he is a deny and, you know, maybe some harassment, but against a Broodmother, it's not going to be much. So he's going to get a little bored here, and he actually does get a level of Frost Blast right off the bat. So automatically throwing that down and doing some nice nuking damage. So they're already going to be covering that, not getting the deny. I think that's smart. Going to try and force Broodmother back right off the bat while her webs still don't give very much regen. I think that's a good idea, and Broodmother is going to have a little bit of hard time here in middle. She's obviously going to be able to get experience. Hannah Montana already going down to very, very low health. Look at that. Went down to like 30 health. And now Leshrac Sand King is going to be top, so a lot of lane switchings all around. Chen is going to be bottom, and his safe lane versus the sort of tri lane, which is he's going to be safe up until the point where they decide to push the tower with Chen. So really Chen just needs to farm at this point. I think he really needs to get those levels. I don't think they're going to be able to put a stop. They are going to start going on Nikwa. He does pop Surge. The Centaur's coming in from behind, but still, he's just going to run into his jungle and be just fine. So I really don't think they're going to be able to kill him anytime soon. Unless they have like 2 creeps from Chen. So I really think Vengeful Spirit just, if she can, if the lane is back, help Chen out with the jungling, and then come into lane and try and force Darkseer back sometimes. But either way, Keita Gaming is really, that bottom lane is going to do really well for them, and then that top lane is going to do really well. So switching up those 2 lanes is really smart. I think they're going to win all their lanes pretty much at this point, just because Broodmother can't really do anything in middle now. I mean, look at him, he has no mana, no health, no regen. Top is Windrunner's gonna have to play safe against dual stuns, and obviously we've already covered bottom. So, yeah, just all around, I like what Keita Gaming's doing. Nice, countering the counter, great job. So that's gonna give Hannah Montana a little bit of relief, while Lich does not have another counter. Where did he put the other one?
I don't know. I guess it's still on the courier. No. I can't imagine where. Did someone else have it and they dropped it off?
He put it in base. Apparently, feeding a mana creep, but he does take away a lot of Wall Eater's mana. He did use the mana purge thing on Wall Eater, but all around this is going to be, I think, a fairly boring laning phase, pretty much. I mean, unless they're able to catch Broodmother out, obviously no counter yet, so... but Mikey is getting dove at top with a double damage on Sand King. He runs in, he gets a little bit too close to the Sand King. It does get stunned. Windrun helping him dodge a lot of damage, but he is going to go down here. One more hit. A nice potion, but it's not going to be enough. So First Blood does go too quick. Nice little pickup there. Going around the back with the double damage. Mikey tried to avoid it as best he could. I think if he was just Windrun out of the range of the Sand King, he might have been a little bit safer, but still... there wasn't too much he could do there. So all around, nice job. Keita Gaming doing a very good job with their laning phase, everything that's going on. Hari, what do you think Complexity needs to do? I mean, they're losing all their lanes right now. Should they switch something up, or they just hold on to the mid game?
I don't know, it's tough to say. Well, I mean, the normal solution here would be just to try pushing them down the bottom tower, take that advantage, and then you can kind of open up the map, move around, but you can't really push against the Darkseer. So instead they're going to have to roam, basically do the classic Na'Vi, roam the Vengeful Spirit and Chen mid, I guess, to try to get a kill. I don't really know how effective this is going to be here. They're going to go for the Lich. Brute does have Swan's Battering is level 2, but she doesn't have mana for it. Oh, no, I'm missing a kill up top.
Yeah, they did dive, and Leshrac picked up and got that kill.
Here they go mid. The Centaur's running in.
If they could pick up this... Oh, that's really smart play by Bonza, just going straight up, avoiding the stun by the Centaur. Really well done. Now that means Animage is doing some serious work on Ix Mike, and Ix Mike is going to go down here. He lost all the mana for a stun and goes down. Meanwhile, Leshrac and Sand King, can they pick off... Where's the counter ward? He's barely out of range of it. So Hannah Montana is going to be just fine. Hopefully that frees up Windrunner's a little bit of farm, but she's already gone down twice to this dual lane as well. I mean, she could play a little safer, but it's you can't really blame her too much. It's a very hard lane. I mean, you're talking about dual stuns, so Windrun itself, the ability, is kind of useless. And then on top of it, you're talking about Diabolic Edict, just an amazing skill for any time versus a solo hero. So it's just sort of expected for her to have a very hard lane at this point. I think Keita Gaming is doing a wonderful job with their laning phase so far.
Yeah, the Sand King actually made a bit of a mistake there. Well, he had good intentions. He TP'd mid to try to turn that fight even more in their favor, but she didn't. The TP cost him so much mana that he didn't actually have enough mana for the Burrow Strike. So Leshrac was just forced to try to land a blind stun. We all know how basically impossible that is to do with Leshrac.
Especially early on with that small
Yeah.
AoE.
Yeah, absolutely. So just kind of nothing happened to that. The two of them just ended up running in there and doing nothing, which was kind of a waste of time. And let Windrunner catch up at least a little bit top. Obviously, has been having a very difficult time, but now they've rotated the VS and the Chen top, which is exactly what they needed to do. Obviously, the Night Stalker. Well, actually, Night Stalker is going to have trouble against Darkseer, to be perfectly honest. But at least they should be able to pick up some maybe kills up here top, and then try pushing down the top tower, just doing something somewhere, like you were talking about. They just need something, but I don't know. There's really just nowhere for them to do something at this point. Until about 15 seconds from now, when Night Stalker hits the first night, and then he can maybe roam around, and then they'll just kind of need to put someone bottom. I don't know exactly who they would put bottom. I guess send the Windrunner down there or something while you push the top tower and have the Night Stalker roam for experience.
By the way, guys, it's not auto cam. What it is, our cameraman actually sets it up so it looks nice. He sets up his scroll to actually go smooth and nice and neat, so it's not all over the place. But no, I cannot record, so wondering about that. So it's not auto. We actually have a cameraman who, shout out to Crow, Cameron. Big shout out to him for doing the streaming. He's awesome. Regen being picked up on Broodmother. I was just about to say maybe the only grace period for this Broodmother is she picked up a bottle. She can pick up runes pretty much. She might be able to get a little bit of farm. Pick up some spiderlings and send them into the jungle and get some extra farm or something, because right now, like, you know, it's just there's not a whole lot they can do. Night Stalker Geo is going to catch out the Lich out of here, and he just needs another nuke, maybe just auto attacks. He's going to be able to pick up that kill, easy peasy. So nice little pickup by Geo, roaming in now. The one advantage of being bottom, he can't shut down the Darkseer, but he does get the solo experience, so he is level 6 at the 7-minute point, which is exactly what you want. Him being able to have level 3 nuke is so important. And he's just going to be roaming around, and maybe this could be a turning point. Maybe this roaming Vengeful Spirit, Chen, and Night Stalker through the next 6 minutes of nighttime, maybe that's how they can turn things around. We'll have to keep an eye out. They were all set up to dive top, but wisely, Sand King and Sand King backing off of that, and Leshrac. Both of them back away from that tower, knew it was going to get dove, and it's going to go down, but they're completely fine with that. The tower was going to go down eventually with a Chen anyway. Better to be safe than sorry and just move down. They're going to go to bottom and take that bottom tower instead. Darkseer already pushing it with double ion shells. Once he gets that Edict up, I mean, he's got Ring of Bacillus already set up to push. At top of Edict, easily going to take that tower. So they do trade towers there.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, great movement, really intelligent. Obviously, having the great ward up top, they knew that the Night Stalker would try coming up there because that would be the easiest heroes to gank, and so the ward did give them vision. They were able to move back, and then they reacted appropriately, which was, like you said, counter pushing another lane. They understand that they can't really team fight against Chen early on, and that's just a recipe for disaster. So instead, just split push other lanes while the AM keeps farming mid, because Brood really has no success there. And this is great. The Lich is almost level, well, not almost level 6, but I mean a level from level 6, which is really good for Lich this early on, which is obviously why you run the Lich in the dual lane mid, because he can just kind of sit here now and get experience. The AM can even go get farm somewhere else, and the Lich can basically just stand here, defend the tower, and keep denying back the Brood experience. I mean, Brood is only level 6 now. Not really bad, but not really great either. And it's really, yeah, they're going to be pinning all their hopes on this Night Stalker roaming, which isn't going to be very good if they lose tier 2 tower bottom.
Yeah, Quicks picks up the mana boots. He ran back for the mana boots, and now that Diabolic Edict is back up, they take the tier 2. I mean, that's a really smart decision, the way they moved around. Chen being so underleveled, they can't put up, they can't exercise the same amount of pushing power as a Leshrac who's farmed up. Lich is going to wisely teleport away right after the nuke. Very smart play by him. But unfortunately, he's going to be gone for this next team fight. Not that he adds too much. Nice little stun on Wall Eater. Great shackle shot. Does cancel the TP, and he's going to come right back in, healing up. And there goes Geo. He goes down due to the Lich nuke. So I guess it's a very well, smart play, canceling the teleport and coming back in, resulting in a kill that they probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise. With the extra movement speed from Knight, probably would have been able to get out. But very nice job. We'll see what sort of items. Rune does pick up Soul Ring, so on top of that, a bottle. But, you know, Vanguard already on Anti-Mage. He's already very well set up. He can go to whatever lane he wants to now. Like you were saying earlier, now that he has Vanguard, he can just go to whatever lane he wants because he's much more tankier and he's not going to take as much harassment. So that's really Complexity is a really tight spot, and they're gonna have to execute some really good team fights in the mid game, and hopefully be able to get some good Broodmother pushes as well. Once that nighttime hits, if they can just force like little picks from Night Stalker, maybe some couple good team fights during night. You know, and then have just the Broodmother pushing down towers. It's gonna be all about the mid game for them at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. This first night really was definitely not a success. Night Stalker is already resigning himself back to farming. I mean, he's level 7, but doesn't really have good farm. Only was able to get 1 kill on that first night, which was really something they needed. I mean, you know, you were talking about, and you're right, that the second night really is more important than the first night. A lot of people put emphasis on the first night, but it's really the second night that matters the most. But, I don't know. I mean, they're just kind of in the spot where they needed something to happen, so the first night seemed like a big deal for them. And they're going to try to push mid here, but it's just so impossible against the Darkseer. Darkseer, one of the best turtling heroes in the game. And, you know, meanwhile, the Anti-Mage stopped farming another lane. He has the TP, and he actually did go Vanguard, so, I mean, he can just TP in and be a factor in a team fight. And actually, yeah, the Complexity making a pretty big mistake there, going up and placing a ward down on the hill, right in vision of the enemy heroes. And obviously, they have sentries for the Brood, so they just countered it immediately.
Well, actually, they even had that down before the ward was up, just, I believe, for the Broodmother.
Oh, did they?
It was up, yeah.
Okay.
They're jumping in a little bit. Night Stalker does a little damage to Darkseer, but of course, what can they do against Darkseer Purge? I mean, they can silence him, but it's not going to be enough. He's just going to be able to run away. Mass teleports in. They're going to try and be able to deny this tower. Great job. The Lich picks up that one. They don't pick up any counter kills. Wag. Animate's actually jumping in full on ballsy. He's going to be able to hit him. Chen teleport does not save the Vengeful Spirit. And now they're just going to keep going. This Vanguard is just doing work for him. Geo's going to try and throw in some nukes here. Nice stun by Quicks. He does hit the last strike stun, but no follow-up there. They're probably going to be able to, probably could have popped the Chen there, but oh well, they're just going to play safe and take this tier 1 tower. And that's just an even more deficit that just Complexity is just going to have a really hard time dealing with. It's already, let's look at the gold graph, 5,000 in the lead for the Radiant. So really all around, there's just such an uphill battle because obviously Anti-Mage late game is going to be able to carry this. And what is going on? Why am I getting a call? I'm just going to go ahead and decline that because we're good, right? Everybody in this is good? I'm presuming that's just like Holy. I'm sure that's just Holy coming back and going, oh, why is everybody not in this? Yeah. Dummy. What a dummy. Alright, we got Broodmother just finally going into another lane. He's going to go in top and sending all his Broodlings, so hopefully he can recover some farm here. He's got a lot of Broodlings already. If he's able to pick up some extra jungle farm as well as laning farm, that is going to be huge. He really has to have that. Otherwise, they're just kind of screwed left and right. Night Stalker's just farming away, preparing for the second night, which, as we said over and over, is going to be the most important thing. And at this point, I mean, Animate's just pretty much free farming wherever he goes. He's got Vanguard Purse. You know, once he gets that Battle Fury, it's just, I mean, I'm almost tempted to say it's going to be GG, but it's pretty much, I mean, obviously it's not going to be GG. It's just going to be a really uphill battle. Tread's being picked up as well now on Animate.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if the Brood, I mean, the Brood's pretty far behind, and usually you only go Orchid first if you kind of get pretty decent farm, but he really didn't get any at all, so I'll be interested to see if he does go for the Orchid next to try to shut down the Anti-Mage in theory, although it's really not going to shut down the Anti-Mage very effectively, because first of all, by the time he gets the Orchid, the Anti-Mage is going to be well on its way to the Manta anyway, and yeah, the Anti-Mage already having the Vanguard, it's just, I don't know, they're not going to output enough damage. But at the same time, I mean, maybe that'll be their hope, or maybe he will just go straih for the BKB, just so that he can actually be a little bit more effective in team fights against the mass AoE damage. Yeah,
they're setting up for top. Sand King, it's a switch modes, click Sand King. He does have his ultimate up. So they're just gonna full on 3-man push. They didn't get any surprise, but they are just gonna 3-man push this with the Diabolic Edict. And I mean, they can force this sort of fight. I mean, look at all the Spiderlings. Oh. Look at all that gold. Nom nom nom. Gotta micro that one. Oh well.
Yeah, it's
There
like
we go.
StarCraft 1 where you have to split the muta with the radiate on it.
Exactly. Good call. So we're going to see maybe a fight here. Geo should have his ultimate off if he chooses to. He does. If they choose to hit a darkness here, but they're wisely Keita Gaming backing off. They force teleports. They could force this fight, but Animage is just free farming, so they can just pretty much wait. I mean, I'm sure a 4-on-5 fight could go decently well for them, but you know, why? You don't have to. You can just sit at your tower. Animage is going to free farm. Eventually, he'll teleport in whenever a team fight does occur. And meanwhile, he's just going to be farming up Battle Fury. So, all around, I mean, complexity, I think they're doing what they have to do at this point, which is force some sort of fight and try and win something, and take down some towers. If they can win a team fight and take down some towers, that'll really come back for them. That'll give them, you know, a little bit of gold and really help put a stop to this Animage's farm. But as it stands right now, he's just going to keep going. They know the tower isn't threatened anytime soon. In fact, Animage doing, you know, pretty much solo damage to the tower is going to do more at this point, because he's clearing the creep waves with Battle Fury, and Chen is only level 5, so they don't have the 3 creeps from him, and they have all the nuking damage to be able to burst down the creeps whenever they want to. The Leshrac stun, you're going to see, there goes Geo. He's going to pop the ultimate, he's going to try and, he does silence the Darkseer, but he doesn't get a nuke off. Nice shackle shot, going on Quicks. Now Geo's in serious damage, the Chain Frost does only hit him. Teleport is going to go back, and Complexity is going to back off from here. Wall Eater is going to come in, Surge on Tank, he's going to be able to hit a huge double stun. He only hits one though, he does go on Mikey. Oh, Vengeful Spirit gets popped with the ultimate from Animage, and they pick up 2 kills off of that, Vengeful Spirit and Windrunner, and now they're in a good position to be able to take top. They're just going to run in here. Still another Surge. They're going to keep going on this. Geo is back. Oh, missing the stun. He's in some serious trouble. He is very, very low. There goes the counter. Nice nuke coming out from Fluff and stuff. But Geo is in trouble. Can he get out? The teleport is up. There he goes. He's going to be able to get away. And now Chen is the only person in any real danger, and he's just going to try and back up here. Meanwhile, top Broodmother is going to try and jump on Quicks. He doesn't have enough for nuke, but I'm sure Soul Ring is coming up here. He doesn't have the slow either. He's stopped there for a minute. He's going to have to try and dodge the stuns. There goes the Diabolic Deity. He's going to have to run away. Oh, can Quicks catch him? He's so low. Oh, he does keep going down. Very smart play. Getting away. It was just pretty much a 50-50 chance of Quicks being able to kill Hannah Montana. He just chose the wrong direction. So Hannah Montana going deeper into their side, getting away from that. Very smart play. And Animage, like I said, it's just, this is going to be punctuation for every single sentence I say. Animage, free farming, pretty much. So...
Yeah, you said he was pushing mid with Battle Fury clearing the creeps, but he actually doesn't.
I'm sorry, he doesn't.
But
have
it is almost done. So I mean,
yeah.
yeah, well, whatever. It's gonna be like a 19-minute Battle Fury plus Vanguard plus Treads. That's pretty sick. So, yeah, I don't know. They really have no way to shut him down. I mean, the second Knight is going to be coming up, and Night Stalker is good against Anti-Mage in theory. When an Anti-Mage is this tanky, it's only questionably good. And is this Brood still up here? I wonder if they would consider no. And yeah, Lich is meanwhile just running away from the Vengeful Spirit, so actually no action there. But then the top tower is just going to go down, so actually they have a Chen, and they're playing against the Anti-Mage, and they have tower disadvantage, which is just a situation you should really never ever be in. But just how powerful that Leshrac is, such a justifiable first pick, that it's, I don't know, it's really just crushing him.
Yeah, well, we're going to see Mech being picked up by Chen. Maybe that could be a turnaround for them. I know it's small and I know it's little, but it's just, you know, it's the little bit. Maybe that can help them. They're also going to see Hood being picked up by Windrunner. So she's got some decent farm. Mikey did a decent job farming. I'm really surprised he has that amount of gold on him. We're going to see him start sinking. He's going to be able to jump in. He does hit Fluff and stuff this time. And combined with the Epicenter on top of Vacuum, Hannah Montana is going to go down as well. 2 heroes easily picked up. Shackle Shot not hitting. Quicks is taking a lot of damage there, but they are going to be able to get off. Nice stun coming back in. Ix might be stunned for. Earn plus Ion Shell is just too much damage, and everybody's going to get out. They pick up 3 heroes and lose absolutely nobody. Keita Gaming, top of their form right now. Meanwhile, bottom, I mean, Animage is just so far. What can Night Stalker do? He's 4 levels above Night Stalker. And he's just, what, 3 levels, actually? 3 levels above him, and obviously a lot more farm at this point. Does he have... They keep having to switch to the items tab in order to look.
Oh no! All you have to do is you just change your perspective to one of the people who's in the broadcaster slot, and then switch it back to free camera, and it'll.
But then I can't click on map. I can't click on the map.
Yeah, you can. No. If you you switch to the player's perspective, then go back to free camera, and then it's fine.
Yeah, well then I'm just stuck on Animage. I don't want to look at his ugly mug all day.
No. Then you can click while you're in free camera now. You can click other heroes.
I think you're lying to me. Yeah, you're lying to me. It's not.
I'm doing it right now.
And then maybe it's just me. Maybe that's why like people are just like, it's not that big of a deal. It's just me. I swear to God, I have done that. I have done what people have instructed me to do, and it does not work. Oh, spectator run. Yeah. Okay, I'll try that. All right. Well, sorry about that.
I gotta know now though. Did it work?
No, it didn't. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just something about me.
Yeah, you got a faulty Dota.
I got one of those faulty Dotas. God damn it. Alright, we're going to see Broodmother with a large Broodling push. Maybe going to try and take the tower, but obviously it's not going to work because Darkseer and Animage both on Ion Shells on them. Needless to say, they're obviously going to clear out the Broodlings. They might be able to pick up Hannah Montana then. There goes the vacuum, but they don't have any vision. Sand King. There goes Lich, taking out the Night Stalker. I actually missed that, I'm sorry. I completely missed that. I was too focused on the Broodmother, losing all her Spiderlings. Dumb.
Yeah,
I'm dumb.
Leshrac was smart and actually got Pulse Nova at level 9. You know, a lot of Leshracs usually don't get your ult very early because it's so mana intensive, but obviously playing against the Brood, he got it very early and it just makes it so difficult to push the Spiderlings. I mean, they've got Sand King, even though he actually hasn't gotten Caustic yet, obviously chose to max Sandstorm, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think he could have 1 point in Caustic by now, just in case he's the one in this position that has to push back the Broodlings. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of team communication that comes into this, and so he's never actually been in a situation where he's been relied upon to do that. But I don't know, I feel like the 1 point is probably worth it. Just, I mean, one less point in Sandstorm isn't that big of a deal, but I guess it kind of is. I mean, it does have, in theory, the cooldown time from 20 to 10 seconds, so I don't know. It could go either way. But
mech
yeah.
and pipe on Darkseer. He actually chooses to finish the mech before he goes to pipe. Typically, you see those support items split, but at this time, they're just dominating the game so hard. He didn't have to. He's just allowed Leshrac to go straight for the Bloodstone. And Lich goes for Treads. I mean, they want to get it as fast as humanly possible since they are destroying the game already. You know, if you're going to have to get it on one hero, you know, that's not that big of a deal as long as you can get it quickly. So, 22 minutes in, he's probably going to get in the next minute or so. This tower is definitely going to help with that. They pick up that, and they are going to take a Roshan at least. Complexity does trade tier 2 tower for a Roshan, which isn't the best trade in the world, obviously, but maybe it can give them a little edge. The Aegis on Night Stalker could be exactly what they need for the next team fight, so we'll have to see if that trade is going to work out for them. Nighttime, though, I mean, phase boots and Urn only on Geo. It's really unfortunate. They're just so far behind. But if any team can come back from this, it's got to be Complexity. Well, I shouldn't say any team. But they are one of the many teams who could come back from a disadvantage like this.
Yeah, I mean, you're right that losing a tier 2 tower to take Roche isn't really normally worth it, but they just understood that they couldn't win a team fight at this point on the defensive when the team was already in position and the tower was that low, so they'd rather just get something out of it rather than nothing. So, not the worst play ever, but yeah, I don't know. It's going to be basically the end of the second night here is what we're looking at, so they're going to really have to do something now. They're going to have to at least take this tower.
Great shackle shot. Oh, big vacuum! They do hit 3 heroes. There goes the epicenter no, he actually didn't epicenter at all. He just blinked in and stunned on top of the wall. Chen goes down now. Hannah Montana taking a lot of damage, and look at Wall Leader just soak up so much. There goes the Aegis on Night Stalker. He's going to come back with no support whatsoever. Maybe Windrunner can end a nice shackle shot. There it goes. And he's going to be able to help. That great shackle shot is going to give him enough for Geo to jump on this Lich. He does go down to the Urn Charge finally on top of that power shot would have hit anyway. Look at Wall Leader just soaking up damage. He doesn't care. 400 health. Who cares? He's just going to keep going. Ion Shell now up. We're going to see his Sand King with the blink up in 7 seconds. So he's going to be able to cut off. Mikey's just going to have to run to the right as far as possible. He actually is going to go up because Night Stalker's coming back in now. If they can pick off this Animage, he's doing the jungle. Oh, they're going to run into these 2 heroes, and that's going to be a little unfortunate. Nice silence. Can they pick him off, though? Mikey's going to have to back up. He's going to try and take off the Sand King. Sand King, where's the stun? He's going to pop the epicenter, actually. He's going to turn around on Geo. Great play by Bino, and he does pick up that kill. Great turnaround. Popping the epicenter, which was down. He never used it on middle. So that gave him the opportunity to take out Geo. And now Mikey's going to go down here as well. No way he's going to be able to get out. Animage solo is going to kill that one. And now 17-5. Looking at the gold grab, 14,000 in the lead for the Radiant. This is just crazy.
Leshrac killed the Brood in mid as well. And
Oh, really?
the really big play in that turnaround from the Sand King though was definitely from the Darkseer, actually, not from the Sand King. Well, I mean, it was really heads up of the Sand King, but actually the Darkseer used pipe and mech on the Sand King, which is why he was able to survive.
All right, they're gonna call GG, and they are gonna go for another one. Apparently, Keita thought they weren't. They were just gonna be able to play the one and leave and go some other time to finish, but they are gonna go for game 2 since that was a fast one. 24 minutes in, very dominant. Keita just destroying it. And then let's immediately get out. Oh shit! I just closed my Dota. Ah! But I'm sure they're in a rush, and I want to get in that game as fast as possible. I don't want for them to be waiting on me. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. We're jumping in the second game now. Again, follow us on, subscribe to Twitch TV. Also, follow us on Facebook and that sort of thing.